Hello and welcome to the Alcohol Recovery Show, where we discuss practical, actionable steps for anyone who wants to achieve their dream of getting and staying well, happy and free from any form of alcohol dependence. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm talking about something that sits right at the heart of long-term recovery. That is self-esteem. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of self-esteem that rises and falls depending on how many people like us or praise us, text us, approve of our decisions, or tell us we're doing a good job. I'm talking about the deeper kind of self-esteem, the kind that remains steady even when life is not giving us gold stars. Because if there's one thing many of us discover in recovery, it's that alcohol wasn't our only addiction. Sometimes we might have been addicted to approval, or to being needed, or looking successful. And sometimes we tied our entire sense of worth to what other people thought about us. So today, I'd like to explore what happens when we stop outsourcing our self-esteem and start building it from the inside out. Perhaps many of us spent years collecting evidence that we were actually okay, but we needed a compliment from the boss or a social media like or a good performance review, perhaps a successful project, a clean house, a number on a scale, a pat on the back. Now, none of these things are bad. The problem comes when they become our only source of self-worth. It's a bit like trying to power your house by running an extension lead into your neighbour's garden. You might get away with it for a while, but your electricity depends on somebody else. And if they unplug it, you're left in darkness. And recovery often reveals just how much of our emotional life depends on external validation. If someone praised us, we felt wonderful. If someone criticised us, we felt crushed. If someone ignored us, we felt worthless. So our mood wasn't really our mood. It was a reflection of what was happening around us. Now, why does this matter in recovery? This becomes especially important after we stop drinking. Alcohol often served as a shortcut to feeling okay. It might have softened insecurity or quietened self-doubt, perhaps to give us temporary confidence. But once alcohol is removed, those underlying issues don't automatically disappear. In fact, they often become more visible. Suddenly, we might be facing questions like, am I really enough? Do people like me? Am I doing recovery right? Why don't I feel better yet? Only now they're trying to get a sense of worthiness from relationships, work, productivity, exercise, spirituality, or perhaps just from recovery itself. The object changes, but the pattern remains. And recovery invites us to break the pattern. I sometimes describe external validation as living on an emotional stock market. Every day your value rises and falls. So think about it across 24 hours. Maybe someone compliments you, so you go up 20 points. Someone criticises you, so you're down 50. You get a promotion, up again. You make a mistake, crash. Someone unfollows you online, panic. Someone invites you somewhere, recovery. The problem is that life was never designed to provide constant reassurance. People get distracted, they're busy, they've got their own struggles. Sometimes they just forget to tell us that we're doing well. And it doesn't mean we're doing badly, it simply means that they're human. If our self-worth depends entirely on other people's response, we're heading for problems. We're actually handing strangers control of our emotional weather. So how do we build internal validation? What does that look like? Well, it means becoming someone who can acknowledge their own effort, someone who recognises their own growth, who doesn't need constant applause to know they're making progress. Imagine, if you will, a child learning to ride a bicycle. At first, they need encouragement. That's normal. And eventually begin to experience something more powerful, the satisfaction of knowing they can do it. Not because someone told them, because they know it. And recovery works the same way. You begin to trust your own experience. You know you've stayed sober today. You know you've done the work. You know you've acted with integrity, even if nobody notices. Actually, especially if nobody notices. Now let's talk about mood for a moment. Many of us unconsciously believe, I feel good because good things have happened. But recovery teaches us something different. Now, good moods are wonderful, but they are temporary. Bad moods can be uncomfortable, but they're temporary too. The danger comes when we start attaching our worth to how we feel. If we feel energetic and positive, we think we're succeeding. If we feel anxious, sad, tired, or discouraged, we think we're failing. But neither is true. Feelings are just information. They're not identity. You can have a difficult day and still be a worthwhile person. You can feel insecure and still be making tremendous progress. You can feel lonely and still be healing. Recovery asks us to stop treating emotions like performance reviews. Some of the most important recovery victories are actually invisible. Maybe it's as simple as getting out of bed when you don't feel like it, or making a difficult phone call, attending a meeting, sitting with the discomfort instead of escaping it, choosing honesty, setting a boundary, asking for help. These moments are rarely ones that would receive any applause. Nobody hands out any medals, yet they are often the moments where genuine self-esteem is built, because self-esteem grows when our actions match our values, not when everyone approves of us. So, what happens when people disapprove? This is where the real test comes. Can you still respect yourself when somebody disagrees with you? Can you still value yourself when someone misunderstands you? Can you still know your worth when somebody's disappointed? Recovery often requires us to make choices that others don't understand. And you know what? We don't need to explain ourselves to everybody who disagrees with us. We might need to leave an unhealthy relationship or set boundaries, prioritise our sobriety, decline invitations, change careers, or simply say no. And not everyone will like us for these decisions, and that's okay. Maturity is recognising that being approved of and being healthy are not always the same thing. Now, if these topics are resonating with you, if self-doubt, people-pleasing, overthinking, or fear of judgment are holding you back, I highly recommend Stop Doubting Yourself by Lewis David. This is a practical guide and it's available as an audiobook, an ebook, and in print, and it explores the hidden habits that undermine confidence and provide straightforward tools for building self-trust, setting healthy boundaries, making confident decisions, and developing genuine self-esteem from the inside out. It is particularly relevant for anyone in recovery who is learning to live without relying on external validation for their sense of self-worth. Now, on this podcast, we like to suggest practical, actionable steps that you can take. So the following are 3 daily practices for building real self-esteem. Practice 1. Keep promises to yourself. Start small. It could be as something as drinking water or taking a walk or reading for 10 minutes. Say you'll do something and then do it. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-trust grows, and self-esteem is built through that evidence. The next practice is to celebrate effort. Instead of asking, did I succeed? Try asking, did I show up? Effort is within your control. Results are not. Learn to respect your effort. And the last practice is to talk to yourself like someone you love. Notice your inner dialogue, that inner voice. Would you speak to a friend the way you speak to yourself? If not, perhaps you need to change the tone of the conversation. Recovery isn't just about stopping harmful behaviours, it's about developing a healthier relationship with yourself. So I'll leave you with a closing reflection as we finish today. I'd like to leave you with this thought. Your worth is not a popularity contest. It's not determined by your bank account or your relationship status. It's not determined by your productivity. It's not determined by the number of people who applaud you. And it's certainly not determined by whether today feels like a good day or a bad day. Your value as a human being is inherent. And recovery is not about becoming worthy. It's about discovering that you always were. The more we stop chasing validation from the outside, the more we discover a quiet confidence within. A confidence that says, I know who I am. I know what I value. I know the work I've done. And that's a form of self-esteem that nobody can give you, which means nobody can take it away. Thank you for listening today. And wherever you are in your recovery journey, be gentle with yourself. You've come further than you think. And until next time, take care. Bye.